Hey guys, this is Filip Mihajlovic and welcome to the video number 2 in our Achieving Goals in Harmony video training series. Today's video title is Goal Setting 2, the reason why 99% of people fail in achieving their goals. But before we start with today's video, I will make a short recap of the video number 1. Then I will show you how to easily create an action plan for achieving your goal that will naturally direct all your activities toward the way of achievement that is most natural for you. And then you will see what the main reason why 99% of people fail in achieving their goal is and how to easily avoid that fatal trap. Once you are aware of all that, and when you start combining that knowledge with the other 5 steps I'm sharing with you in this video training series, you won't have an excuse for failing another goal in your life. In the first video, we showed you that the optimal form for your goal is the future achievement experience and how you should transform every abstract goal into that form. Another thing we noticed in the first video was that when you create your imaginary future experience, it's really essential to be aware of its past. If you really want to achieve your goal in the way you specified in your future experience, you need to be aware of the things that need to happen between the current moment and the achievement. So, what's next? When we created the experience of your goal achievement in the first video, we said that there are a few very good reasons for doing that. The first one we mentioned was that having your goal in that form will eliminate some inner conflicts that are consequence of the abstract definition of your initial goal. We have seen that the abstract goal of having $10 million in the bank can be achieved in different experiences. Achievement experience could be the experience in which you have sold your successful internet company and you are enjoying the life you created, or it could be the experience of being badly hurt and getting your millions from the insurance. In both of these experiences, the abstract goal is achieved, but one of them is pretty close to what you really want, and the second one couldn't be further away from it. Obviously, some of the experiences for the same abstract goal can be really undesirable, and that is why every abstract definition of your goal generates inner conflicts. In the first video, we also noticed that it's much better to have a future experience instead of an abstract goal because the future experience is something that you can directly experience, and because of that, the goal becomes much more desirable. This is why it's much easier to motivate yourself to take the necessary actions for achieving such goal. The last reason for creating goal achievement experience is also the one which is the most important. The most important reason for transforming abstract goal into future experience is that your achievement experience will immediately give you an action plan for achieving your goal. Like we have seen in the first video, once you have the achievement experience, you have its past. The past is an inseparable part of your experience. And once you know the outcomes that need to happen before your goal can be achieved, it's obvious right away what needs to be done in order to make the things you described in your goal's past possible. So, the description of the achievement experience's past shows what needs to happen to make your achievement possible. That naturally reveals what you certainly must do if you want to achieve your goal and gives you the action plan for the achievement of your goal. The creation of your action plan is piece of cake easy once you have your goal as a future achievement experience and you are aware of its past. The easiest way to create an action plan is just to create a simple list of actions, which obviously must be taken to make achievement of all outcomes from your experience's past possible. So, how to create your action plan? The main thing to notice here is that before creating your action plan, you must specify concrete outcomes in the past of your goal's experience, and only then start thinking about specific actions you must take. So, first, you will have the sequence of events from the past of your goal experience, and it looks something like. After that, the creation of your action plan is easy. All you have to do is to look at the outcomes you noticed one by one and decide what actions you obviously have to take to make their achievement possible. Just write down the necessary actions below the text of each in-between outcome. So your list of actions should look something like. You should also note down all these actions in a separate notebook and sort them out chronologically. In this way, you will not only have a clear vision of harmonious way for achieving your goal, that is your past of the goal's experience, but will be clearly aware of all the actions you need to take to achieve your goal in the material world. That brings us to the 5th easy step from our 6 easy step material. Easy step number 5. Take action from your action plan. Yes, I know this is a bad cliché, but there is simply no way around it. All these previous steps are there just to make it easier and clearer for you to start taking actions that will produce the achievement of your goal in the material world. Once you have your goal in the form of future experience, you are aware of its past and you have a clear action plan for its achievement. Obviously, next thing to do is to start taking action from that action plan. At this point in our video training series, you might expect me to tell you that you should just start taking action from your action plan and that step by step you will achieve your goal. If you expect that, prepare yourself for a surprise, as expecting that will almost certainly make you fail. So, what is the main reason why 99% of spiritual people and all others fail in achieving their goals? Your first action plan and the idea how you will achieve your goal almost certainly won't be perfect. It's just the product of your mind and it needs a reality check. And it will almost certainly fail. Some of the actions you plan will produce expected results and get you closer to the achievement, but others will fail and this is something you should expect. Think about a prototype of a new aircraft. Engineers know that their first attempts won't be perfect. Once they have their plans for the new aircraft completed, they don't start with the mass production and they don't allow passengers in such untested aircrafts. Before starting a mass production, they build a couple of prototypes and they test them with hundreds of tests during thousands of hours of flying and put them through various situations that will be encountered in the real world. Each of these tests is used to find and iron out the imperfections in their initial plans. The same is true with your action plan. You should be aware in advance that your first action plan won't be perfect and that some of the actions you are considering won't produce the results you expect. Do you think that you know more about achieving your goal than Boeing knows about constructing and designing airplanes? Of course you don't. So the 6th step you must take to achieve your goals in harmony is not a step at all, but something you must remember about achieving goals. Remember that your first action plan will almost certainly fail. Understand that it's normal and expected for your first action plan to fail, as it is just the first of the prototypes for the action plan that will lead you to the perfect achievement of your goal. In that way, you will know that when some of your actions fail, you just need to learn from them, improve your action plan, and continue taking better actions. Your new action plan is like the improved prototype of the aircraft. If you forget that, when some of your actions fail, and some certainly will, you will become disappointed and give up your goal. This is how people fail. Don't fall into that trap. Remember that your action plan is just the first of the prototype action plans, which will become perfect only through the improvement of testing. And taking action from your imperfect action plan is your equivalent of testing. If you understand this, there is really no way to fail, and you will achieve every goal with 100% certainty. When you start taking action, some of the actions you take will produce the results you expected. These actions are getting you closer to the achievement. Other ones won't have the expected results, but they will precisely show you what was wrong with your initial plan and how to modify or change specific actions from that plan. So, if you understand that, you really cannot fail. The last sentence up there is true, and you can count on that as a 100% certain way to achieve your goals, but only if you are a robot. Robots work without emotional reactions and in accord with the way they were programmed. If you're a human, when some of the actions from your action plan fail, you usually won't look at the failure analytically and rationally. When some of your actions fail, you will experience different problematic emotions connected to the failure, and you will be hard-pressed to give up your goal. This part of human nature is really fascinating. You have thousands of different ways in which you can try to achieve your goal. You try one of them, and this one doesn't immediately give you the result you planned. How is it possible that most of us in such situation declare that we failed and give up our goals? If you read some of my materials or participated in some of my workshops, you know my answer to that question. We make these totally false conclusions because of our negative emotions. We experience problematic emotions, and in order to stop experiencing them, we declare that we failed and we give up our goals. In fact, the only thing you can conclude is that these actions, taken in that specific way, in these specific circumstances, don't produce your desired reality. When some of your actions fail, you should change the way in which you have taken these actions or take some other actions. It is as simple as that. But unlike robots, we humans usually cannot do that. This is why, if you want to earn more money for yourself and the people you love, or find your perfect emotional partner, or achieve any significant goal you can think of, you need some dependable way to deal with your emotional conflicts. This is the most important of the 6 easy steps from the material you downloaded, and this is what we will cover in the last video in this video training series. In the last video, I will also share with you the exact questions for identification of goal-related inner conflicts that I use in my work with clients, and the easiest and simplest way for elimination of these conflicts. So don't miss the next video, because the best and most important part of our video training series is just coming. See you soon in our last video. If you want to know more about my techniques for achieving goals in harmony, visit our website at goalsinharmony.com.